Hello and welcome to my channel Prego Coding Classes. My name is Amber Roy and this is the first video in this new channel. As this is the part of a series, so in this video you will see the very basics of Android Studio, and I'm considering that you have already installed Android Studio and is ready to start coding. So let's get started. So this is what comes up when you click the Android Studio icon. From here we will select Start New Android Studio Project, this one. When you are starting a project for the first time, it can take a lot of time initializing and getting your project ready, which is also dependent on your computer performance as well. So be patient. As for me, it won't take long as this is not the first time I'm using Android Studio and it has initialized a project on my computer. So let's click the Start New Project icon. So in here, it is asking for your application name, your company domain, your project location, and your package name. So the package name, you can edit this. But for now, let's not edit it and let's keep it as it is. We'll just give the application name. Let's give it demo application. And the package name consists of your domain and your application. So first the domain name, that is the deep.example.com.demo application. So this would be your package name, but you can obviously change it. So let's not talk about this right now because there will be a lot of other tutorials I'll be giving it, so we'll discuss it afterwards. For now, this is just for beginners. So let's click next, and in here you can see it is asking which phones would support your software or your program. So I would prefer Jelly Bean for now because Ice Cream Sandwich is too old. So let's click Jelly Bean, and it says by targeting API 16 and later, your app will run on approximately 99.6% of devices. So let's click next again. Do not click any of these, just the first one. Let's click next. And there are a lot of layouts in here. So as you can see, basic activity, bottom navigation activity, we'll speak about it and everything later on. But for now, just select empty activity here, the third one in my Android Studio. So let's click next. Then it is asking for two names. So the second name depends on the first name automatically. As you can see here, if I give demo application, the second name also change. So what are these? So if you can see, it is saying activity name. This is the Java class file of your program. Let's just first give what it was, main activity. And this is the layout file. So what's a layout and Java class file? Layout is just what you see. Suppose you have opened WhatsApp and you are looking at all the chatters, all the chat list, all the people who are there in your group or in your list with the people whom you have had a conversation with. So that's a layout file. That a layout file doesn't do anything actually. It's just a layout. It's just for show. What actually does is the Java program which is running behind it. And that Java program is your main activity Java class. This layout is just for show. You will get to know as we proceed further. So for now, let's just click finish. And as I said, it would take time to initialize. So this is initializing. Let's just stop the video for now and I'll get back to you when everything finishes. So initialization has been completed in my Android Studio, and as we can see here, there are two tabs. The first one is the activity main.xml, that is the layout file as I said. So first of all, let's change the design surface to design only and not blueprint, because I don't want the blueprint actually. So as you can see in this layout, there is the demo application, my application name on this header, and then underneath that it is written hello world. So when we run it, when we run the program, application would pop up which has only the hello world written in it. So this is what you're going to see in your mobile, in your phone. This is just the layout. So this is what pops up on your phone. And in this main activity.java, as it is written here, all the coding goes in here. So when you code, you have to code in main activity.java. Now, before starting everything, let me just tell you that when you accidentally close, if you accidentally close these two tabs, from where you can get it. So you can get it in Java main activity here. So here you can double click and bring it up again. And from this res, the resource folder and layout, you can bring the activity main XML. So you can bring these two from these folders. Now, what do we have on our left? So on our left, we first have the manifest file. Now, what does the manifest do? Well, the manifest registers all your activities in here and defines which activity should do what. So as this is the main activity, so this is what fires up when the application starts. So this is the launcher activity. As you can see, main activity is the launcher activity. So when your application starts, this main activity launches first, and this is the main activity. And then underneath the manifest folder, we have the Java folder. So the Java folder basically contains all your Java class files. The more activity you make, the more Java class files are contained in here. So underneath that, there is a resource folder. So underneath the resource folder, there is a drawable folder. So suppose I put an image, I want to put an image in the left corner of this application. So I have to import that image in this drawable folder. Then we can put the picture in this left corner. So every drawable component or every drawable thing has to be inside the drawable folder. And this layout folder contains all your layout files. So this is my first activity. If I created another activity, that layout would also be underneath this layout folder. In this MIP map, what we have is the icon of this application. So the default icon is set in this application, and the default icon is this. You can obviously change it, but we will see that later on. And here are all the value files. So what are the value files? The value files contains all the colors. So as you can see, these three colors has been set in this value file, and this application is using colors from this value file. Here we also have a string value file where the app name has been given as demo application. So if you want to change this application name in here, we can also change it from the string value in here also. If I want to give it as demo program, the title changes in here also. So let's keep it as it was. So what are the styles? Yes. So the style defines how this layout should look. Style is like a cloth. So how do you want to make this application look like after you style this application? So this is the style file. Well, you'll get to know everything when we move forward with this tutorial in other videos maybe. So for now, let's open the Java class file. Let's close everything else and the layout file. So first let's talk about the XML file, that is the layout file. So in here, as I said, when you run the application, the same thing would be replicated on the screen. So as I have run it in my emulator, so it is showing the same thing as you can see here. Demo application and the hello world. Now this basically doesn't do anything because it has not been programmed yet. So first let's change some stuff in here. So let's keep the hello world. Let's just drag it up. Now let's add a text view again. Or let's add edit text. So let's add a plain text, and we're adding it from the components menu. So here you can find a lot of components like text, buttons, widgets, layouts. Most of the things are here only and you have to use them. So this is just a plain text, and what it does is it takes input from the user. You can type in this edit text and then perform anything with them. So let me just explain what I'm doing right here. When you put a component inside this layout, it asks for a constrained value. So what is a constrained value? So as you can see here, the component tree, there's a constraint layout. So this is a constraint layout where the components underneath should be constrained or connected to every side of it. Now, why should we do that? If we do not do that, as you can see, the hello world is connected to each of the sides and it is put in the middle. But this plain text is not connected yet. As we can connect, it is not connected. Now what would happen if we run the program? So let's select our emulator. Okay. Now as I've said that this component is not connected on each side. So as you can see in the emulator that the name, the edit text has been kept in the top left corner, but the hello world is still in the middle. So this connections that are given tells the layout that this component should be placed in the same position that it is now. So as you can see in this emulator that the name has been kept in the top left as it is not connected. So now if we connect it, let's connect the left side of it. Let's connect the right, the top, and the bottom. Let's place it just below the hello world. Okay. Now when we run it, you can see that the edit text has come just below the hello world. So it's in the middle also. As because all the sides of the edit text has been connected and has been given a proper place in the whole layout. Now, what does this edit text do? It takes the inputs from the user, as I've said. So, what the input can be? It can be a text like hello with numbers, special characters, and that's it. So this edit text can be modified also. This can be modified as like the edit text should only accept numbers. The edit text should only accept email IDs. The letters or the first letter should always be capital letter. All the letters should be capital letters. It can be modified in different ways. We will again talk about it in later videos.